This is Captain Gregory, skipper of the RMS Queen Mary. 13 years ago, the Queen Mary came to Long Beach to stay forever as the greatest attraction of her kind. She has had 3 careers. The first was as a luxury liner, the second as a troop ship carrying nearly 1 million soldiers back and forth, and now she's on her 3rd career as a luxury attraction for all people who come to Long Beach.
The Grand Prix was started just when I got on the city council back in 1975. I'm just glad now, hindsight, that we voted to have the Grand Prix here, because it certainly has gotten momentum, and it's gotten to be such an exciting event during the year in our city. And I just admire what Chris Pook has been able to do to start from nothing, from a new idea, a daring idea, and then come to this point where it's so successful. Successful for him, for the Grand Prix, but it has given a lot of publicity to our city, which we could never buy. You know, television time is very expensive. It's given us a lot of exposure to not only our country, but throughout the world. And it just kind of puts us on the map and gives us a good feeling. So I think it's a very positive event in Long Beach.
Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach. I'm sorry, Mr. Pook is not available right now, Mr. Brubaker. May I take your number and have him return your call?
But these are very heavyweight, important people. So we're all on the bubble. You, me, the city, everybody. How do you think's the best way to handle it?
However you want to work it. If you want to make a big splash or a big deal, we'll take them with a motorcycle after they meet someplace. Or if you want them to assemble at Linden between First and Ocean, we'll stockpile them in there and take them across. However you want to handle it.
The #1 man of Renault worldwide. And
Christopher Pook is originally an Englishman. He was born in Somerset, and before he came to America in 1963, he spent a lot of time driving racing cars in Europe.
And the president and chairman of Signal Corporation.
Signal?
Yeah, that.
For me, I guess it was his sincerity in what he was trying to do. I think we all knew it was something new, untried, but he seemed to be very convinced that it could be successful.
Okay, but you got to get something to stand on. Call up Chuck Davis.
What do you mean?
They've got a little box for it. Well, she's so bloody short. She's, you know.
You mean the luncheon?
Luncheon. The podium.
Over there,
The podium's going to be
straight.
here, and she's going to be looking over the top of the podium like that.
Okay.
So.
I'm going to set that thing
Call,
Wednesday morning.
But call Chuck Davis.
What does he have to do?
He's got a little thing for her to stand on.
Okay.
You got to give a little thing for her to.
Get a taller mare next year.
Otherwise, you're going to be down there holding her up in the air. Why?
Now he's president of the Long Beach Grand Prix Association. It's really been a terrific success. But it's kind of interesting how this one man, an Englishman, talked this city into closing its streets for a car race. You got to remember, it was all his idea.
Really urgent I talked to him. Listening to Indianapolis 500 one day in May of '73 and watching the construction of the convention center, just thought that we're going to need to give this town publicity and promotion, and what better way to do it than running some outrageous event like a motor car race through the streets. Well, the convention center people were the first people that really helped us. We sprung the idea on them, first of all, Bob Lichtenhahn and his people.
Well, I'd never heard of Christopher Pook prior to May of '73, and my assistant came up and said that there was this travel agent that wanted to have lunch with me, and bounce a couple of ideas off my head. And when I got into the restaurant and listened to Chris Pook's dream that was blacker than a witch's, why, after the lunch, I got on the elevator to go back to my office, and I told Dan, I said, the guy is as mad as a hatter. I said, he is. Get the net. The inmates are running the asylum. Running speed cars through the streets of Long Beach is absolutely incredible. So I didn't hear from him for about 2 months. Then he gave me a phone call and said that he had a couple of gentlemen downstairs he'd like for me to meet. One's name was Dan Gurney, the American driver.
He called me on the telephone, and I thought he was a real dreamer, and that there wasn't any possible way it could happen, and yet it was a very challenging idea, and I believe that if we could overcome the let's call it the ignorance that might be in the way, it was worth having a go, because it would have been, it would be a terrific thing.
Chili heads and race fans out there, and welcome to the pre-race chili cook-off here at the Long Beach Grand Prix. This is Custer's last band, and I can hardly talk after 3 weeks in Aspen. Lord, that crud gets to you over there. Is there anybody from Louisiana out there? Anybody from Louisiana? Well, this is kind of a family show, but we're going to tell you all we possibly can about what they do in Louisiana on a Saturday night. And here it is. Well, you get out of fiddle and you get down the bowl. Kick off your shoes and throw on the floor. Banks in the kitchen till the morning light. Louisiana Saturday night.
The chili cook-off's a contest to see who can cook the best chili. It's organized by the Committee of 300 on the weekend before the Grand Prix. They do it to raise money for charity, and they really make a big thing out of it, kind of like a carnival.
We want you to make sure that everything that you do today, you prepare here. We want to make sure that if you are using meat that is not chili grind or ground beef, that you grind here or cut here. You will have an hour to prepare your chili. You will have 3 hours to cook your chili.
Appearance is the first category. If it has a lot of grease floating on it, you can make your own decision.
Then they judge the shoot and holler contest. It's very simple. You take a drink of tequila and see who can make the loudest noise.
The second one is the texture of it. If it runs like pablum, then that's another decision. But the most important decision is the taste.
Trust Ferrari. So no, I'm teasing.
It's when the big teams like Ferrari get into town that everything starts to hot up.
No problem?
No problem. I just want to see you and...
Thank you. Everything all right?
Everything all right, yes. And waivers.
Where you want to pit? This end of the pits or that end of the pits? You sign the waivers, you're this end. You don't sign the waivers, you're that end. Make your life easier, make my life easier. Tell the old man. Can you call the old man and tell him?
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm going to assign you down the end there, that gate down there.
You need the signature when? Today?
No, I need it by
Tomorrow.
Who handles this? Marco?
Marco.
Where's Marco?
Yesterday in Zurich. Today, I think he's in Paris. Tomorrow, he will be in Geneva, I think.
The Formula One cars and their teams are all put together under one roof in the convention center. Nate Jones is in charge.
We have 180,000 pounds of freight to move. I think that's approximately 80,000 kilos. It flies to Los Angeles, and Flying Tigers, we bring it back here on special roller bed trucks. It takes us approximately 14 to 18 hours of motion to get all that freight in here and set it up. We have 17 teams, approximately 40 cars, and the team numbers vary from 10 to 30. So you can see we have maybe 500 mechanics and that sort of thing. They come on a separate charter.
It's kind of interesting how a team like Unipart McLaren's get it all together. Here they have 3 cars, one's a spare, and 2 drivers, Niki Lauda and John Watson.
Before a Grand Prix, relaxation, getting a lot of sleep, eating properly, playing sport, tennis, golf. Those are the main activities that I involve myself in before I come to a Grand Prix.
John has a kind of special relationship with Long Beach because he's driven in all 7 of the World Championship Grand Prix on this circuit.
Long Beach is one of 2, I suppose, proper road circuits that we race on. And I've always enjoyed racing on road circuits. In Ireland, when I started racing, I raced on road circuits, so I have a feeling, I think, for that type of racing.
John was born in Belfast. This is his 10th year in Formula One racing, and he's got more Grand Prix experience than any other driver here at Long Beach, except his teammate, Niki Lauda.
Starting strange.
Pool parties.
Eh?
Party last night.
Yeah.
A few sore heads.
Score?
Huh? No.
Nobody was...
Sore heads as everyone's got.
There's a party tonight or something?
Yeah, it's Graham's 23rd. There today or tomorrow.
Preparation for a Grand Prix is so important today, and that really means preparation from the team, from not just the physical building of the car, but the development of the car. One team is made up of 60 or 100 people. So the driver's contribution is just that of really a chauffeur these days. Mind you, we're quite well-paid chauffeurs. So there's nothing on this is going to be new for first practice.
So if you can pick up those 7 commercials, I think we're running on 7 stations this week. If you can get those out, we can start broadcasting tomorrow morning.
Basically, we try to make it a viable commercial proposition for corporations. We're not looking for people...
Brian Turner's director of marketing.
We try to fashion a promotional and marketing plan for each corporation to use the race to sell their products.
The city rents out its streets to the Long Beach Grand Prix Association, which is a private corporation which has to make a profit. And Jim McKylan is in charge of the bottom line.
The closest analogy you can make to this kind of event is like an election. When you're involved in these kinds of activities, everything peaks. You come up to, your adrenaline starts to flow, the excitement starts to run, and you begin to, you put everything together because it's those 3 days. It's do or die. There's no sense making excuses, rationalizations, or anything else. Either you perform or you don't.
Starting at 6 o'clock on Wednesday night, the streets are blocked off to make a racetrack 2.13 miles long. 5 miles of chain link fencing, 104,000 feet of half-inch diameter safety cable, 2,000 34-inch high precast concrete blocks, each weighing 4 tons.
Because we're a temporary circuit, we have to make sure that all of the bits and pieces that go together putting up this circuit take place, transpire exactly when they were scheduled to do it, that there are no gaps, there are no delays, nothing that prevents us from raising the flag at 10 o'clock on Friday morning to make sure that this event goes off on time.
Operations is under Lance Schaefer, and he is responsible for every single item that you see being placed in and around the circuit. He has 2 assistants. One is the track supervisor himself, who is responsible for building the safety system and the spectator amenities.
Yes, Stuart, shut down Ocean. I'm ready.
You're going to have a fence or anything on frontage road? Maybe I have shoreline parking on frontage road.
For what, the marina?
He needs us about 5 more buses.
5 more buses? Who does, Rick?
We already got 5 coming in. He wants to bring 5 more at 10:30, and we got to have a place to go.
But everything we do for the whole year all culminates in 3 days of activity. It's unique in the sense that if for some reason or other we fail to maximize our efforts on those 3 days, there isn't any next week, next month, next quarter. The book is written on Sunday night, as we say, at the conclusion of the event.
But I don't have any way of keeping it clear.
That's solid parking.
It's all full of cars.
10 o'clock.
Now we couldn't think of a way to say happy birthday in a kinky kind of way.
after all, there's going to be the 400 cars that are going to park at Cox Construction and the boat owners, and that's it. Outside of that,
Ladies and gentlemen, exactly. Would you all please stand up with a glass to toast Graham on this, I think it's coming of age or something we call it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Graham. Happy birthday to you.
All right, let's get on with Saturday and see if we can get out of here in the next 45 minutes. Minute by minute, Saturday, April 3rd. Again, I want to remind you, please, if you... Get any more, Patty? Didn't you get one, Larry? Did you leave it behind? Oh, you didn't have one yesterday either, did you? All right. 6 o'clock in the morning, when you come in, please make sure your watch reads the same as the watch on the wall in Race Central. 6:01, commence verifying signs. Turner. Baron, you're covering, are you? 6:02, check race communications operational, check race central operational.
Chris.
That may be a bit early.
Excuse me, who sets the clock? How is the clock set?
She sets it. She looks at her watch and says, okay, it's 6 o'clock.
At 6 a.m. every morning for 2 weeks, everyone comes in for staff meetings. It's kind of a countdown, checking the practice days, race day, and everything else, minute by minute.
Advise F1 teams pits open in 45 minutes. 6:31, confirm night barricades removed. 6:45, confirm interior parking attendants on duty. 6:46, confirm pace car operational. 6:50, check ticket takers and sellers. 6:55, confirm garage opening in 5 minutes. 7 o'clock, open gates to ticket holders. 7 o'clock, open garage to spectators.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Long Beach, California, and round number 3 of the 1982 FIA World Driving Championship. Welcome to the Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach.
We estimate that our total viewership will be about 75 million viewers once it's all said and done. So it's a very big audience out there.
My way of working normally is to start on Friday with the first practice, to let do everybody on his camera. We do a practice camera by a camera, what's wrong, what's good, position good, not good enough, try to do something else, and so on.
This guy gets a checker flag here, he's still hot here. He still hasn't come down.
He's got to make a cool off.
He's
got to make a cool down.
Yeah, he's
okay.
Okay.
If we don't
by
cool
the time
him
he gets here, he's coming slow. We got flag team. We can get him off there. He's had time to come down.
We don't give him. We don't give him a full cool-off lap. We just run him right off here.
Chris, the other thing we've got to get sorted out as well because of this weather is make sure we know what's going on if it does rain.
Yeah.
Bernie Ecclestone is president of the Formula One Constructors Association, which means he's got a lot of influence on who does what in Grand Prix racing.
Starts to rain.
Yeah.
Make sure the regulations are clear.
Clear on the, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
There's a certain time we can stop it, and a certain time it's cold,
Right.
certain time it continues. Yeah.
Now, I don't even know whether there's necessity to stop the race over this pit lane. It's quite wide, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm quite sure if somebody today took me out of motor racing, out of Grand Prix racing, before I'm ready to stop, I would suffer withdrawal symptoms. For me, it's something I do because I love it, and that's my single motivation to be a racing driver. Nicky is both a rival and a teammate. I think I'm fortunate having somebody in the team who I like and get on with very well, and I think it's a mutual situation. Because we were together in '78, it wasn't a problem to be together again in '82. But he is also a rival, and we don't have any team orders in our team. We're both #1 drivers. We're both given exactly the same equipment and same treatment. And it's only in the interest of the team to do so, because if you've got 2 drivers capable of winning a race, then you could be doubling your chances. But I want to beat him as much as he wants to beat me. In the team, I suppose the key person is John Barnard, the designer. His contribution, of course, is just simply the car, the Marlboro MP4, which I think is a fantastic car, and I think the potential of the car we still haven't fully realized.
This is track announcer Mark Helmer, along with Tricia Helmer, the chief statistician for KLAC Radio, and the man they call the voice of Formula One racing, Mr. Anthony Marsh. And we'll be here with you for the next 3 days for one of the most unbelievable sporting events in the world. 5 minutes till Formula One practice will begin. Attention along pit road and around the course. The circuit is now closed for Formula One practice. The circuit is now closed for Formula One practice.
We try to make the car as easy as possible to drive because the nature of the circuit is a very physical one. And if you have to work at a high physical rate, come the end of the race, you're going to be exhausted. You try to do the least amount of work that you can get away with, and that involves preparation and practice to make the car as easy to drive. At the same time, it has to be competitive. You're driving a car with road springs between 2,000 and 3,000 pounds, which means that they're very, very stiff indeed. The car really doesn't move. It's like a giant go-kart. Most of the suspension, in fact, comes from the tires. And we're doing speeds in this circuit here up to 170 miles an hour on normal roads. And if you drive it in a road car, you'll think it's bumpy. Well, when you drive it in our cars, it's extremely bumpy. And in fact, a lot of drivers are complaining about the physical discomfort now they're suffering. And it's like somebody's been beating you with a stick for 2 hours. And it's not something you would want to do out of choice.
That's not a problem at all. Fix another 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It's just a nose box. It's designed to fold up like that. If he has a shunt, it's got to do just that. And it absorbs the impact. So really, that's really good. Hasn't damaged the chassis at all.
Just change the bottom of the nose box as quick as they can. Nearly ready. Just made a little difference again. Yeah, made a little difference. There was a difference when you adjusted the shock. There was a noticeable difference. When you adjusted the car, when your V has gone back again, there's hardly any difference. It understeers because I'm the way I'm driving the car. How the car is now, and the way that I'm driving the car, I got understeer. Now I might as well have pissed in the wind as drive it the way it is, because I'm going nowhere with understeer. The thing is just absolutely useless. I feel like some old idiot driving around. 26th place in the grid. It's
all right.
true.
Well, we'll have a. I mean.
And if I can't drive it like that,
the basic thing with
there's no point pursuing that.
It was better then for you the way it was last year.
For sure.
Basically, we're kind of going back to a last year's setup for John because he's not very happy and he feels the car is pivoting. And we're going to lower second gear and lower fifth gear.
Giovanni, the car 27 for Ferrari. Good. Car number 4, 131.
I couldn't get third gear. Having a problem getting third gear.
And how's the handling at the moment?
It's improved. It's an improvement from yesterday. So now the gearbox isn't working properly, so I have to sit and wait for it to repair that.
I mean, you could try it in qualifying. You can use your set of tyres on another car. Yeah, I mean, the cars don't make any difference.
It's a hard race. The circuit's very, very tough. I think that the car will actually suffer more than the driver will, because there are a lot of bumps on the circuit, and everything is going to get shaken up, and it can cause failures or problems that maybe on a smoother circuit you wouldn't have. So it's, I feel that the car will suffer very badly.
First car. First 3 cars are important, really. Open it, yeah, good.
Just passed. Wow, that was
Good
cute.
maneuver. Take
1
over
second.
position by, yeps, okay, we're coming up. Okay, wait a moment. And I'll go to 4. Good. And we go to 5. Cut 5, 3 cars, take them, yep, 3 cars, good.
Right now, sponsored by Scorpion, Bell and Van. So on the hill, the pros, here we go. And here they go, this is the pro man, a radical start on the inside. It looks like a rope and Sewell. Anthony Sewell's gonna take it over, here goes Patterson. Patterson's gonna try to get on Sewell. He is in front, Anthony Sewell is in front. Here's Patterson and Shover now, jumping out.
I would venture to say that we handle more money than any other track in the world. Probably in North America we handle here more than all of it combined.
Somebody told me, though, that you could do $1 million worth of business at the Long Beach Grand Prix.
On which day?
Steve Gilman started his business by selling T-shirts at the first Long Beach race. He called himself a T-shirt bootlegger.
Yeah, it's gonna be too big.
But this is the North American circus. It is great. Long Beach has got anybody who is everybody, or everybody who is anybody, any way you want to call it. From movie stars, they are here. And this is the place to get in front of the cameras, the sun, the atmosphere. This is the epitome. This is the best.
The racing station, KLAC.
One of the most unbelievable sights ever to be witnessed by anyone is this conglomerate of people and action and color and excitement that has filled the streets of downtown Long Beach. We have 2 reporters out in the field that are watching it all happen right now. Mike Petula, where are you?
We have several areas set aside as VIP reception areas, and this is one of the things, too, that you look at, the who's who and what's what of the Long Beach Grand Prix. And it's become a matter of status in many ways as to which area, which suite, which VIP area do you have a pass to, and you were kind of judged on your own importance as to which one.
How many sixes you have? I've had 4 sets already. How many will you have now? 2 sets. You have 2 sets now? Yes. 6 or 6? Yes. No, you have 1 set, do you? Sorry, Nick.
You better keep an eye on your race stars, if I were you, Watty.
Huh?
We have a sensational pole sitter, our 22-year-old Andrea De Cesaris from Rome, Italy. He knocked Niki Lauda off the pole. Niki Lauda, the Austrian, returned to Grand Prix this year with the Unipark Marlboro. He is working his way back, and he was on the pole to the last second.
Places there. Front row is important here.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
Front row and a good start. When you go to take 4th gear, it won't release, it won't come out of the gear. It's sort of, it's basically bulking in 4th gear. So those are the main 2 problems.
So you can get second once you're out of 4th, but it's hard to get out of 4th.
It sort of sticks coming out of 4th.
Dave Gosling, Lance Schaefer.
Hi, Dave. How do you do?
Operations Director Kyle Army, South Africa. When you run down there, take him in the car with you in the back. You got room? Take Dave, will you just have a look at the stoke and what's going on? Thanks, mate.
Has your attitude changed over all of these? I mean, you're becoming one of the masters now instead of the young lions.
Oh, well, I'm glad you say that. Thank you. No, I mean, I race because I enjoy motor racing, and that's simply it. I still enjoy it. I enjoy coming to Long Beach, to California. And that so much more sums it up, I think.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Back to you, gentlemen. Do you know, when you were in Spitz's Picnic...
That's very nice down there, beautiful.
You'll have to call me, really.
There are some friends are living down there now, so I spent a few days there.
Oh, that's cool. I do wish you luck.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Then there's the preview, when race fans come into the garage. There's a stage show, and they can look at the cars and all the preparation that's going on.
Making the course in 85.263 miles an hour was the defending world champion Nelson Piquet with a Parmalat Brabham. And Niki Lauda, yes, he is back. And in his Marlboro McLaren, he did the course in 86.360 miles an hour. Until tomorrow, David, Leslie Ann Taylor out here doing it in the streets of Long Beach.
Quite often the question is asked, why do men drive race cars? Sometimes risking life and limb to do it. Well, it has been said that for racers, racing is living, and whatever happens before or after is just waiting. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's Sunday morning in the International City by the Sea, Long Beach, California. Welcome to round number 3 of the 1982 FIA World Driving Championship, the Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach.
There are about 3,500 people that work this event. All of a sudden, they've got to gear from their normal jobs, suddenly become concessionaires, race organisers, flag wavers, marshals, etc., etc. Because everybody has to be brought up to speed in a very, very short time.
Get to your boat, that's Long Beach. Oh, you're ready to get to your boat right here.
This is 3. This is 5, and this is 10. Okay.
When we get done this afternoon at 3 o'clock, we got to pull it apart for the minimum impact so that tomorrow morning at 2 o'clock in the morning, this becomes a normal everyday Long Beach street again, and the place goes on just like 362 days a year we're supposed to operate. It sounds very simple. It really is. It's just a cake. We burn a lot of people out in a hurry.
We got racing caps here, all types, sizes, and colors. And a Coors in a bag.
C'était où, William, tu sais? Pour l'histoire de boxe.
Chris Pook thought up the idea of offering the old folks a free trip out of town on race day.
What do you think of the corporation giving you a trip away?
I think that's wonderful because we need those of us who are completely on the racetrack. We need a change.
The average age here is 85 years old. That's the average age. And the noise is the only thing that bothers them. And the ones that go to Palm Springs, there isn't too much for them to do, but they enjoy the 2-hour ride out and 2-hour ride back.
Well, I think it's wonderful. That's wonderful. We're looking forward to it.
What's so special about it?
Well, we want to see the wildflowers and all of those. We want to see the museum, get something good to eat.
I'd love to go away from here on this day. Why? Because I don't like the noise.
Too much noise. They should have it in an open field, not in a city. That's all wrong.
Don't you think the racing could be good for Long Beach, bringing all the people in here?
It would be, but keep it in another area, not downtown Long Beach. Keep it in a baseball field or someplace.
That's the problem. 30 cars.
We got it, we're
30 cars, whether they like it or not.
George, you've got to get hold of this subject, right? Like old man France and Gazaway does. And they don't fucking like it. Kick ass and take names. Get to Schaefer, tell him move it 50 feet, please. Get hold of Lance Schaefer, tell him to move that start stand down to where it's marked scaffold on the wall.
Scaffold on the wall where?
The start stand, Patricia, please.
At the start?
Tell her I'll come in and explain it to her.
Tell her to get that asshole radio guy to get some new batteries in here.
Who is this?
This is doing good, John. I can hear Schaefer and I can hear that.
Relay.
Relay to him, please. Would you ask him to move the start light from the Formula Atlantic to where the wall is marked scaffold?
Lance, did you copy that? Rubber hose, Dan.
Forget it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Can
you hear me here? Along down the back.
Lance Schaefer, Lance Schaefer.
That's purple now.
Okay. I don't know if it's the battery or the headset, what it is.
Lance Schaefer, come in, please.
It's a different headset to what I had yesterday.
I'm doing it because I enjoy that form of racing at the minute. It's still the same thing of getting a racing car at the limit, that feeling that you have the harmony between the driver and the car, which you only have a few times in a race, maybe once or twice in practice. That harmony, when it happens, is so incredible. The feeling is so fantastic. It's like the surfer maybe looking for the perfect wave. I'm looking for the perfect lap.
I usually go out and do every part of the circuit, completely around the outside perimeter, and then an inside run around the spectator areas, and then another run around the circuit itself to make sure that we don't have any glaring gaps out there. Although we've got safety inspectors, but they tend only to concern themselves with the live racing track, and they forget about the amenities for the public. The person transportation is the single largest item. That's about $1.5 million for that portion. And then construction and grandstand seating is another expensive item. That's almost $600,000. And promotion, of course, and salaries and personnel. So it's a fairly large operation. It costs $3.5 million to put this event on. 60% of our revenue comes from the audience, so that audience is somewhat important to us.
Yeah, I think so. We said top 3 rows, we were happy. You have to explain to your people the need for these fucking releases to be signed. Our new this morning was really rude about signing his release before he went the circuit. I mean, really rude. This is America, this is not France.
And will pit vehicles please leave the area? We want to close the pit gate. Again, please clear all radio frequencies and please clear all the unnecessary pit vehicles out of that area. We want to close the pit gate. All right, let's go down now to the start line and the invocation for the third Grand Prix of Long Beach.
Thank you. I would ask that everyone would please stand for the invocation. Gracious God and Father, we thank you this afternoon for this gift gone into this race. The maintenance people,
the city fathers, and the police, security, to the Grand Prix staff. We thank you for the joy of competition, the competitive spirit that we feel here this afternoon.
The 3-minute board is up before the order to go out and fire the engines. 3 minutes.
All of the cars are now in position. They are in position. We're waiting for that red light that will come on before the green light. Niki Lauda in that beautiful Unipart Marlboro McLaren on the outside. On the inside, Andrea de Cesaris. We have the red light. De Cesaris inches forward, and we have a green light.
And it's a big scramble coming into turn number 1, but it's de Cesaris. He has the lead right now, and Niki Lauda behind him.
The leader is already starting to pull away. As they make the turn, Bob, they're heading to you up Pine Avenue.
De Cesaris is out in front, and behind him now in second place is Rene Arnoux, and in third place is Niki Lauda. Lauda drops back to third. The other Alfa is running in fourth place. Bruno Giacomelli. The field gets through turn 6 in good shape. They're down the hill.
I rarely watch the race. I watch maybe just a little bit of it. I always like to find out for myself firsthand exactly who is doing what with these masses of passes that take place in the race. And it's amazing what you find when you look.
Right now, Niki Lauda is moving up very close to the rear tail fin of Andre de Cesaris as they go down into turn 1.
Coming down Shoreline Straight. Here they come right now. Can Niki Lauda take him? He's right behind him. Lauda takes the outside. Niki Lauda now passes him on the outside into turn number 1.
Lauda takes over the lead. A beautiful job of going right here through this turn.
What a drive by K.K. Rosberg. He is all over the back end of John Watson's Unipart Marlboro McLaren. This is the battle for third place in the race. Here's Carnival. The opportunity for Formula 1 came along. The last year's season debut, which came after launching, and they had a tough time as well.
Other side of the wall, right there.
And as they come roaring down the hill again, it's KK stalking his victim. Hopefully, he gets right up behind John Watson. Less than a car length, a half a car length now, as they make the left turn through 10.
Here comes John Watson into the pit, and that's going to be costly for the Northern Ireland driver.
What are we going to do then so that we don't get in Nicky's way?
John Watson missed the entrance to turn 12, but last time around I had to take the runoff. He finally got back on the track. That's probably part of his problem. That's why he pulled into the pits.
You sort it out between yourself and Indy. I'll sort out getting the wheels on.
Unipart McLaren seems to have their act together, and so does Niki Lauda. Both of the Unipart Marlboro cars are running. John Watson is still on the track.
Niki Lauda coming out of retirement, and after 3 races on his way to the checkered flag. He's down the hill to turn 8 Teardown. Niki Lauda, 2-time world champion. Down the Ocean Boulevard straightaway, checkered flag. Niki Lauda of Austria wins the Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach. Niki Lauda takes the checkered flag to win the 1982
He's the most famous racing driver in the world. He also is a very good racing driver. I don't think he's a normal human being. He's a very exceptional human being. For the team, the race was fantastic. Winning in America was something the team hasn't done for a very long time. And although I didn't win, Niki did win. It was a team effort, and although my result in the end wasn't what I had hoped for, the early part of the race gave me a great deal of satisfaction because I started in 11th and I got up to 3rd place very quickly, and then had a small problem which dropped me back, and I'm not quite sure actually where I did finish, because I think now I'm 6th. One of the car ahead of me was disqualified, but the feeling isn't good, but it's not all bad either.
Hi, what are you doing here? You gonna play that thing tonight?
Calling right now.
Ici Christian Tortora qui vous parlait en direct depuis Long Beach.
You said that at the beginning of the season it takes you about 3 or 4 races to get back mentally and physically ready for Grand Prix racing. This is your 3rd race. You won it. Are you on schedule? Obviously. Right on schedule.
I think that we're in a very good position, and if we can maintain our competitiveness and keep the reliability that we have, then we stand a very good chance of winning the championship, either me or Nicky. And I'm quite sure that we will win many more races.
Oh, there we go.
Oh. Are we missing it?
Thank you very much. Thank you. See you next year.
I'll have a cup of tea. Tea and champagne. Makes the weekend worthwhile.
Was a lot of hard work?
A lot of early mornings and late nights.
When the race finishes, for me, it's absolutely dead, and really I like to get out of it as quickly as possible and just forget about the race and think about the forthcoming race.
It's manual. Do you understand manual?
No.
I think we had about 82,500 people here in the circuit today. We had 67,000 yesterday, and we had about 35,000 on Friday. So not bad. We lost 25% of the audience today because of the wet weather on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, and the very cold weather on Friday and Saturday. Although today, Sunday, has been absolutely superb.
What are you going to do now?
I'd like to go and have a beer and a shower and go to sleep. And come back tonight about 9 o'clock and work with the crew until we get it opened up for normal everyday traffic tomorrow morning. It becomes Long Beach, California again, a city of 365,000 people, no longer an international racetrack.
Ocean Boulevard will be open in about 3 hours.
How soon will the people of Long Beach have their city back again?
In about 2 weeks.
What's the hardest part of this job for you?
Tonight. Tonight is the hardest. After 3 days, after 8 weeks of build-up, 3 days of racing now, everybody's having fun, everybody's partying, except the crew that's tearing down the circuit. The same crew that built the circuit. 14 people plus the supervisor.
As activity begins to wind down in the international city by the sea, I'd like to leave you with this final thought. I simply call it Long Beach Grand Prix. They come to us from the 4 corners of the world, these mystical men and their magic machines, and perform before us an act of savage beauty, unparalleled in the world of sport. At one moment, they are vivid and colorful images passing before our dazzled eyes. The next, vague memories of an almost unbelievable event. And like a small child coming away from the circus for the first time, we're left with almost a mild regret that it came and went so quickly. But soon, these bittersweet feelings are replaced by anxious anticipation as we realize that 1 year from now, we can gather with family and friends alike and do it all over again. This is the sight and sound of Formula One, the Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach.
This is Captain Gregory, skipper of the RMS Queen Mary. 13 years ago, the Queen Mary came to Long Beach to stay forever as the greatest attraction.